Hey everybody, welcome to Neil Talks. My name's Neil and it's time to talk about episode 2 of The Expanse. I'm really excited about this new chapter of Neil Talks, everybody. We've just concluded pilot week. It was a big old crazy experiment and it was such a great way for me to try and decide what shows to react to next. Now I have to make a special shout out to all of you fans of The Expanse, because you in particular really convinced me that I needed to see your show. I didn't know much about the show at all going into the pilot. I had heard good things, but I didn't know about what it was all about at all. I didn't know anyone that was in it. It was just sort of a show that I had heard the title of and that it was supposed to be good. That's all I really knew. But the amount of feedback I got to the pilot, the energy, the excitement, the passion you have for this show really got me excited to watch more of it. It sounds like something I'm really going to enjoy, that I'm going to have a lot of fun with. I'm going to pay a lot of attention to. I'm going to be smart watching this, guys. I know this isn't a show that I can just sort of chill and relax to, that I need to focus on it. I need to try and absorb it all. Thank you for the tips. I'm going to be watching it with subtitles on so that I can get some of that Belter Creole, maybe I can understand some of that. I know it's got a huge cast. I'm going to try and learn names as quickly as I can, but please be forgiving and allow me a few episodes before you mock me for not knowing who somebody is. I've also been warned that the first 3 or 4 episodes are pretty much world building. Maybe it's one extended pilot even. I'm okay with that. I'm really cool with that actually, because I know the shows that I'm super passionate about aren't necessarily the most accessible. Like, whenever I recommend someone watches The Wire, for instance, I tell them you have to watch at least the first 3 episodes before you make a decision, because they throw you in the deep end. They don't explain anything. You need some time to develop an ear for the Baltimore patois, and I think The Expanse might be like that, in the sense that this isn't going to be a show with spelled out exposition. It's a world that I'm going to need to learn organically, and I'm cool with that. I'm excited for that. I love the idea of really well done sci-fi. And there's a difference between sci-fi and magic in space, and this is sci-fi, and I'm really excited to get into it. It feels like a potential future for us here on Earth right now, and that's exciting and cool. You know, keep it real, keep it believable, keep it relatable, and yet show us how crazy things could get in just 200 or 300 years. So we were introduced to a lot of things first episode. The primary story, it feels like, is this little shuttle, the Knight, stranded out in the middle of the solar system out near Saturn. They were investigating this crippled ship, sending out a distress beacon. They were attacked by Martians, and now they've either got an incredibly long trip back to the belt in this tiny ship, or they need some other solution to their problems. We've been introduced to life in the belt a little bit on Ceres, with our detective Miller, I think his name is. I'm curious to learn more about life on Ceres, and it feels corporate, it feels run down, it's giving off Total Recall vibes. There's a missing rich girl turned activist. I feel like there's a story to be discovered there. You know, he's sort of our typical hard-boiled detective, you know, the guy that doesn't care, doesn't have a heart, he's just looking out for himself, making his way, but but maybe there's a redemption arc to be had there as well. And we're starting to get introduced to the politics between Earth and Mars and the Belt. We've met, I don't know her name at all. I only know her voice from Arcane, but she's the Deputy Undersecretary of the United Nations. So it feels like she's pretty high up in Earth politics, and yet she's getting her hands dirty, interrogating Belter spies and stuff. So I just want to see more. I want to learn more about this world. I'm ready to jump into it. I hope you guys are too. So let's do that. This is episode 2 of season 1 of The Expanse, and it's called The Big Empty.
It's a crucial part of the formula. Neutralizes acidity, adds body.
Oh, we saw him doing this with the match.
Something like that.
Head.
Here.
Is this flashback then?
A perfect cup of coffee.
Hey, what's your name?
Ade. I'm the new navigator. There's something you should know.
Okay.
Us.
Yeah, I've been dreams.
Debris field!
Just from the explosion, I guess?
Right, sweetheart.
I love that things are still like nuclear powered. Weapons are just nukes, and that makes sense. Whoa. Run away! Whoa. That was the other freighter, right? Oh, they're getting dinged. Oh, they're screwed.
Shit! Airlock breach! We're losing pressure!
Somebody close the hatch!
I'm on it!
Just manually crank that airlock. The ship is in rough shape.
Son of a bitch. We're through. Alex, I am telling you to go after that ship.
What if they don't like
What can
being
they
followed?
do?
I gave an order!
You think rank matters now?
Get up. I'll do it myself.
Oh,
We're not going anywhere.
wow. Okay, we got a mutiny right away. And of course, she knows that he's the one that responded to the beacon, and therefore the reason they had to investigate at all. Oh, he's got the fused vertebrae. I know who it is immediately, just by that. Water ration exceeded?
They're
trying to thirst us out.
Who's that?
Earth, Mars, and it's gonna get worse. Mark my words.
Yeah. It's a future skeleton key. Whose place is this?
Home.
home.
I'm
home.
Show me my files.
Show me my files.
So you can just mimic somebody else's voice.
Copy all files.
Copy all files.
Is this Julie Mao's place?
I've tried to give you the best of all worlds.
It's Pierre Chang.
Since you have no intention of returning home, I'm forced to consider selling the Razorback.
You want to sell the Razorback? Do it.
It's the Razorback.
You can't buy me off or control me anymore. Maybe what you hate about me the most is that I remind you of yourself.
Oh, Razorback jacket. Look at all the water she's got. Wash that shampoo out of your hair. What is up with this weird little hamster?
You'll get there.
Is it alive? It just was so still the first time we saw it. It's almost like it's a little droid or something. Sadavir Ehrenreich, the Undersecretary General. So this is what's-her-name's boss, I think.
The Secretary General has publicly disavowed gravity torture. If you want to talk to that Belter, you put him in the tank.
You know who I am?
Here's the tank.
I've heard of you, yes. I don't mean to make you afraid, madam.
Have I given you the impression that I'm afraid? Someone entrusted you to transport pieces of the Holy Grail. The question is, who?
Holy Grail.
We've got a dead radio and about 4 hours of oxygen left.
I'm gonna go outside, see what's what.
We'll lose all oxygen in the cabin.
Everything depends on fixing that radio.
Hey, you're in shock. You're in shock. You know the symptoms. You know the symptoms. Just breathe. Breathe. Deep. Breathe.
Now we're gonna go outside. We're gonna fix the antenna. And we're gonna make some noise and get rescued. Okay?
Okay. This is why Holden's a leader.
It can always be worse.
It can always be worse. And antenna's
Okay.
trashed.
It's worse.
Those dead patches started appearing. My guess is the Gregas are stealing water again.
You seem sure it was Belters.
The criminals here tend to be.
We'll get right on that, sir. Maybe if everyone in Ceres had this view, they'd respect it more.
There. Now you can make your own view.
Oh, shit!
Just like that.
You don't think we're gonna make it? What are you doing up here? Naomi told me to, so I am. As far as I'm concerned, she's the cap now.
Why is there so little respect for Holden? Is it just because he led the mission here? So there's no more air in the night.
Alex!
Because they had to vent because there's no airlock. I get that.
You doing okay out there?
He's not doing okay.
As good as due on.
He's high on whatever Holden gave him.
Shed, what's wrong with him?
He's hypoxic. Oh, shit. His breather's crapping out.
Damn it, how long can he hold on?
Oh, gross.
We're losing him. We're coming back in.
Negative. We don't have enough oxygen to vent again.
Hold on, Alex. Breathe, Alex. Breathe it in.
Okay, so now they've each got half the air.
We're buddy breathing.
Yeah, it's just like scuba. Shed, Alex, Naomi. So only one can breathe at a time?
Hurry up.
They just need to fix the radio, then they've got to hope somebody hears it and gets to them quickly. Someone's gonna die. I don't see how they all survive this.
We're running out of air.
I love these close-ups from inside the helmet. Such a cool shot. Feels like there's a GoPro right in there with them.
Now?
No, carry on.
Oh, piece of shit!
Oh, now it's working. When in doubt, kick it hard. Okay.
Get back in here now.
So if they get back in, can they... Do they have any oxygen to fill the ship again? Okay. Get them in.
Still pressurizing.
Vent. Okay. They can. They had some in reserve. Is Shed dead? You saved Alex. Is Shed dead? Oh. Okay. Now you get
Saved my hide, partner.
Okay, now how much air do they have? They had 4 hours. They gotta have quite a bit less than that now. Jeez.
If Earth can't afford a stealth program, how can a bunch of rock tossers?
They can't. Unless they have found a new friend like Mars.
What's the OPA?
The Cold War is over. This is something new.
Are we gonna get to meet any Martians?
So we just blew an hour of air for a radio that doesn't even work?
If it has a battery, a power pack, any charge capability, it goes into a pile. I'm sorry, does anyone need a back rub first?
I like her.
We're just gonna have to pray there's another caring soul out there like Ade. Ade? She's why we're in this shit right now. You don't know what you're talking about. You want to keep your teeth in your mouth.
We're wasting air. We have enough problems right now.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right, he's calling her sir. I mean, is he conceding the captainship?
Nice chat.
OPA.
Boss let you wear your
What's the
colors like
OPA?
that out in the open. Boss has one just like it. Look at here.
It's not mushrooms. Just randomly ate asteroid mushrooms.
You gotta admire the stones for hitting the park.
Good. We can sell him.
Let's make some money. Sorry, Helix, don't move!
What are you punks doing stealing up tunnel water? Kriga's gone.
So Grigas were organized crime, but they're not there anymore?
Get out of here. Stay away from Ta'Aqua. Tell all your friends. I did not see that coming. How about this? You see that coming?
Yeah, saw that coming.
The prisoner, Heike Sabon, took his own life by avoiding the high-gravity injections from his crash couch. Earth's gravity. We used it to hurt him. He threw it back in our face.
Huh.
Martian Congressional Navy.
That makes no kind of sense.
It's a Martian
It makes all
beacon.
kind of sense. The stealth ship. Why would they nuke a civilian ship without warning? Because they can. You don't know what you're talking about.
Whoa. Let's focus on staying alive. We'll worry about Mars later.
Fair enough. When you got hours.
We got 3 hours of juice.
And more juice than air. Okay. Well, they're not all gonna just die. They're gonna get rescued, but it'll come down to the last seconds. I'm cool with that.
No, got no record of a Razorback on these docks. Now there's a girl I'm not gonna forget anytime soon. Scopuli, dumpy old transport, no cargo, just this young lady and a few crew.
That's ship manifest, will you? And transponder logs, etc.
That's the freighter, right? Out by Saturn, Scopuli. Was that her?
Sure, it's nothing she can't.
Was that? Was I supposed to piece that together before now? Was that her that we saw in the very opening of the pilot?
Alex?
Someone heard us.
Someone heard us?
Yeah.
Ship en route. Ship.
It's Martian.
Coming to finish the job.
Damn it.
The Canterbury was reported to be carrying ice bound for Ceres Station, and the loss of that shipment has prompted a drastic increase in water rationing station-wide.
It's all linked, isn't it? Blow up an ice freighter, cut off water to Ceres. But that doesn't make sense if Mars and the belt are supposed to be potentially new allies. Oh, weird and crazy.
Golly, Miss Val. You sure can pick 'em.
You'd think a rich girl like her would have had that birthmark fixed.
That's a scar. Oh, it's a badge of defiance.
We're the only ones who know what happened to the Cant. We get on that ship and chances are we're never coming out. Our ship was destroyed answering a bogus SOS from a ship called the Scopuli. We recovered a false beacon and identified it as Martian naval technology. It was a trap. We intend to cooperate, host. This means we won't be harmed.
Should I smoke 'em? Say the word.
We're dead anyway.
Naomi says no. Was that?
It just needs to reach one ship.
Yeah, okay.
One station, then it'll spread. Don't count on it.
So you just broadcast that to the
Jammers
galaxy,
were in range.
to the solar system. Their jammers were in range. So it didn't go anywhere. So the flagship of the Martian Navy. Alright. Welcome to Mars, sorta. Get some fresh air at least. Oh, they're just cutting in. Yeah.
You are prisoners of the Mars Congressional Republic. Move and you die.
Alright, fair enough. Jeez. You guys said these were the world-building episodes. If these are just the world-building episodes, what happens when the plot gets going, guys? Whoa! This was a great episode. I loved this. We get that classic survival thing, running out of air. Will we be rescued in time? Great that the only people rescuing them are Mars. We get to see the flagship. We get to learn more about Mars, because all we've got so far is people talking about Mars, whether it's Belters or Earth, and now we get to see the third party, so to speak. Really interesting dynamic on the night with those five. Holden's got the rank, but it's very recent, and B, I don't know, why doesn't he have the respect of the crew? Is it just because he and Ade were a thing, and everyone's blaming Ade for being the one that responded to the distress call in the first place? Or is it something more? What is it about Holden that people don't necessarily respect? Because he seems like he's certainly very smart. He knows how to deal with people. He knows how to put pressure on people. He may have just saved them with that message, although it doesn't sound like it got out, but he has good ideas. They obviously don't always work. But anyway, yeah, that's curious to know more. Curious to learn more about Mars. What happened on Earth? Christian, that's her name. I haven't internalized her last name yet, but I'm getting there. Christian. She had a further interrogation with that Belter spy, and then he killed himself when being transported to the moon by avoiding the injection of whatever drugs it is that help you with the anti-grav and with the high G's and all of that. I need to see more of the Earth politics stuff to fully wrap my head around how all that is. I need to know what the OPA is. I may have missed it, but that acronym is getting thrown around a lot. I don't know what it stands for yet, but it feels like is it I don't know. It feels like a rebel group on the belt, maybe? Is that what that is? I don't know. Well, I'm gonna go a few more episodes before I've assumed that my confusion is unintentional and I'm just being stupid. Right now, I feel like I'm supposed to be not necessarily confused, but at least have an incomplete picture of everything that's happening. And then we've got this investigation into Julie Mao, and she was on the Scopuli, and I just pieced together. I think she's the woman that we saw trapped in that little hatch right at the start of the first episode. She eventually broke out of that lock and went to what I think was the engine room on the Scopuli, and then she saw something terrifying. We don't know what happened to her from that point on, but the Scopuli is now destroyed, and she is Julie Mao, who our detective on Ceres is searching for, and she's got a bad relationship with her father, Pierre Chang from Lost, and she's a spoiled rich girl who discovers purpose by... Did she join the OPA? What is the... I'm not supposed to understand everything. I'm trying to wrap my head around it. You guys are probably laughing at me for screwing all of this up. I'm okay with that for now. I love that it's not being explained. I love that I have to pay attention and I have to work and I have to get the answers myself. Thank you for those of you who recommended watching with subtitles on. I normally hate doing that when I'm watching a show in English, but I feel like it actually pays off here because the Creole is being thrown into regular speech and we're catching bits from other languages, and otherwise it's just a titch too far to fully understand, but I see something in, oh, that's Spanish, oh, that's something else, that's French, and it's like, okay, I'm wrapping my head around it. I just love the vibe of the show so far. It's got a really grounded feel to it, which is weird to say about futuristic sci-fi, but it really does feel like nothing fantastical has happened. This is just human evolution. We've discovered a way to move around in the solar system. We've discovered a way to colonize other planets. We haven't left the solar system. We haven't created crazy new technology that allows us to dart across the galaxy in a blink of an eye. This feels real. This feels real. I love that. Sci-fi, if it goes too far, becomes magic. I'm not sure who said it, but any technology sufficiently advanced is indistinguishable from magic, and we're not there. This doesn't feel like magic. This feels like moderately advanced technology. This feels like our future. And that makes it feel more accessible. It makes it feel more current. It makes it feel like this is now. It doesn't feel like the future. It feels like, what's the best way to put this? You watch Star Trek and you feel like you are watching something beyond, something in the distance. This feels like, except for the technology, you could insert yourself into this world right now, and it feels like early 21st century with greater technology. It feels like now in that sense. The people feel real, the politics and the economics and the social disparity and all of that feels real. Yeah, I'm excited to jump into more. My next episode, my next reaction will be out next week. If you can't wait that long, check out my Patreon. My reaction to episode 3 is up already. And until next time, everybody, take care, stay healthy, and we'll see you soon. Cheers.